All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you that this one explainer could literally add millions of dollars to your net worth over time? It's a huge promise, I know, but it all boils down to mastering one single crucial skill. You've probably heard this saying a million times, right? Your network is your net worth. But what does that really mean in practice? Well, the guy who came up with this system, he's a perfect example. He started with absolutely zero connections. We're talking from scratch. And he managed to cold call his way into a job at Goldman Sachs and later raised millions for his own startup. How? By basically cracking the code on this one simple idea. So what's the big secret? The number one rule? Honestly, it's super simple, but it's also kind of counterintuitive. The entire system, the whole shebang, is built on this one powerful idea. It's all about providing value. You have to give first, not try to take. Think of it like this. You're showing up with a gift, not with your hand out asking for a favor. Okay, so first up, let's dive into the value-first mindset. You have to get this part right because it's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. I want you to try a little thought experiment with me. Just for a second, picture your own email inbox. Think about how you treat it. You're probably pretty ruthless, right? I mean, you know the drill. Random promotional email, swipe. Another generic sales pitch, delete, gone. Now imagine the inbox of that dream person you want to connect with, a CEO, an investor, whoever. Their inbox is probably 10, heck, maybe even 100 times crazier than yours. So the real question is, how in the world do you cut through all that noise and get them to actually notice you? Well, the answer is you have to offer them something of value. And value can sound kind of vague, but it really boils down to three main types. First, there's financial value. Pretty straightforward. Can you actually help them make money or save money? Then there's social value. Basically, are you someone cool or interesting that they would genuinely want to know? And finally, there's emotional value. This one's huge. Can you just create a real personal connection with them on a human level? All right, next up, crafting the perfect outreach. We've got the mindset down, so let's move from theory to action. It's time to talk about how you make that all-important first contact. Okay, this slide just nails the difference perfectly. I mean, look at the email on the left. We've all gotten that email, right? It's this giant wall of text, the subject line is totally generic, and it's all about me, and what they want from you. Instant delete. But the email on the right, it's a game changer. It's short, it's scannable, it has a personalized hook, and it focuses completely on them. It's offering a connection, not making a demand. That's the one that actually gets a reply. So let's break it down into three simple rules for writing a great cold email. Rule number one, do your research. Seriously, spend 5 minutes on their LinkedIn. Understand their goals, what they're working on, what they care about. Rule two, customize your outreach. Don't just say a hi, reference something specific, like, hey, I loved that article you wrote about X. It shows you've actually paid attention. And rule three, be punchy and concise. Remember that crazy inbox we talked about? You have to assume they're scanning this on their phone while waiting for coffee. Make it easy for them. Now, this number is super important. 10. The rule of thumb here is to send 10 of these thoughtful, well-researched emails at a time. And why 10? Because you have to go into this knowing that most people are just not going to reply. That's okay. It's a numbers game. But if you follow the rules we just went over, you can realistically expect to get maybe 2 or 3 responses for every 10 you send. And honestly, pushing through that initial fear of rejection, that's the first real test. Okay, on to section 3, from chat to connection. Look, getting a reply is a huge win. You should totally celebrate that. But it's just the beginning. Now the real work starts, turning that brief chat into a real, lasting connection. And nailing the actual conversation really comes down to 2 key things. First, master the small talk. And look, I don't mean talking about the weather. It's about building genuine rapport, finding some common ground. It's about connecting as humans first. Second, you have to come over-prepared. Don't waste their time with generic questions you could have Googled. Instead of asking, so what do you do? Ask something specific like, I saw you led the team on that big project last quarter. I'm really curious, what was the biggest challenge you faced? It shows you've done your homework and you actually care. Now, at the end of a great conversation, when you feel that connection, this question right here is the magic key. I really enjoyed this. Is there anyone else you'd be open to introducing me to? This is your power move. This is how you turn one single connection into many. Because let me tell you, a warm introduction from someone they trust is 1,000 times more powerful than another cold email. This is how you really start to compound your network. Okay, moving on to section 4, which is all about playing the long game. See, getting your foot in the door, that's step 1. That's what amateurs focus on. But the real masters of networking, they think in terms of years, even decades, not just weeks or months. And this quote from Naval Ravikant says it all. Play long-term games with long-term people. It's the perfect way to think about it. Look, anyone can initiate a conversation, but nurturing the right relationships over time, that's what pays off in massive, unexpected ways down the road. You can't just meet someone and immediately ask for a huge favor. You have to build something real first. So how do you actually do that? How do you nurture a relationship? It all comes down to building trust, and that trust stands on 3 pillars. First, reliability. It's so simple but so rare. Just do what you say you're going to do every single time. Second, consistency. Show up in their life, in a positive, non-annoying way. And third, authenticity. Just be a genuine human being. Don't be that salesy, scummy networking person. We can all smell that from a mile away. And really, the heart of the long game is this mindset. Give without any expectation of getting something back right away. People can feel genuine generosity. Whether you're just sending them an article you thought they'd like or making a helpful introduction for them with no strings attached, it creates this kind of karma flywheel. The more you give, the more you build this incredible reputation as a helpful, valuable person to know. And eventually, that all comes back to you, often in ways you could never predict. All right, we're at our final section, and this is kind of the black belt level of networking, building your own gravity. So far, we've been talking about how to reach out to other people. But the ultimate goal, it's to flip the entire script so that people start reaching out to you. So let me ask you straight up, what is the ultimate end goal of all this? After all this work, is the point just to have a giant list of contacts? No way. The ultimate goal is to be the person everyone else wants to network with, to become the magnet. It's a complete shift in perspective, from chasing connections to attracting them. And that means your own value has to grow right along with your network. So how do you actually do that? Well, while you're reaching out, you also have to be building your own thing. You have to build your own value. Get really good at what you do. Achieve success in your career. Build a personal brand online. Create and grow your own audience. Start your own thing. The guy who created this whole system, for example, built his credibility by starting a YouTube channel and launching his own company. And you know what the most important part of that is? He didn't ask anyone for permission. He just started building. So really, the whole thing boils down to this simple 2-step action plan. Step 1, start shooting your shot, but do it thoughtfully. Always lead with value. And step 2, start building your own value so that eventually people start shooting their shot with you. It's a two-way street. Look, this is definitely a long game, but it's a game you can start playing literally right now. It might take years to fully pay off, but trust me, it will. So the only question I have for you is, what's the first thoughtful shot you're going to take this week?